5.4, graphing tangent as well as cotangent. The functions tangent and cotangent have a period length of pi. So we're going to make a chart, and we're going to use x values that are on the unit circle. So 0, when you take the tangent of 0, you get out 0. When you take the tangent of pi over 6, it's 0.58. Tangent pi over 4 is 1. Tangent of pi over 3 is 1.73. And if you're trying to take the tangent of pi over 2, your calculator is not able to do it. That's because pi over 2 is the 0.01. Tangent would be 1 over 0. That's undefined. So when it's undefined, this is a vertical asymptote. So if our period length is pi over 2 is going to be the stopping point of one tangent and the starting point of another tangent. So we also need to have the other part of the value. So let's do the negatives. So we need to calculate the value of tangent at negative pi over 6. You get negative 0.58, negative pi over 4 is going to give you a negative 1. And then negative pi over 3 is going to give you negative 1.73. And then once again, negative pi over 2 is going to be undefined. So when we go to graph this, when we're graphing, we need to have pi over 2 as well as pi and the negatives. So we need to first draw in our asymptotes. And we can refer to the graph. So this is going to be negative pi over 4, negative pi over 6, negative pi over 3. Negative pi over 3, negative 1.73. Negative pi over 4, negative 1. Negative pi over 6, negative 0.58. 0, 0. And then they become positive. Pi over 6, 0.58. Pi over 4, 1. Pi over 3 is 1.73. And if you plug in values closer to our asymptotes. They're going to keep getting larger and closer to the asymptotes. So, let's try to connect these to make a decent graph. If you have a graphing calculator, it's going to look much better. This graph is also going to be repeated. So, it's going to happen again over here. It's going to happen again over here. Along with more vertical asymptotes. So for the cotangent of t, that's really 1 over tangent. Let's do a table of values. We're going to start at 0. So when t is 0, the cotangent of 0 is undefined. So our first vertex is on the axis. So that means we need to go all the way out to pi, because the 1 over the tangent of pi gives you the same thing. It's undefined. So let's go pi over 6. Gives you 1.73. Oh, we're going to start seeing a pattern. Pi over 4. Gives us 1. Pi over 3. But it's going to be 0.58. Oh, well, I was right. 0.58. Pi over 2. You get out 0. So then we need to go to 2 pi over 3. We're going to the negatives, negative 0.58, and we can just use the pattern that we're seeing to fill it in. 3 pi over 4, negative 1, 5 pi over 6, so we need negative 1.73. So we can use these to graph. We need to put our scale on. And our period length, where the undefineds come into play, is from 0 to pi. So, at 0 we're undefined. At pi over 6 we're at 1.73. Pi over 4 we're at 1. Pi over 3, 0.58. Pi over 2, 0. 2 pi over 3 turns to the negative side. 3 pi over 4 is negative 1. 5 pi over 6 negative 1.73, and then it goes to undefined. There we go, that one worked out much nicer. So just like tangent, the cotangent is going to repeat. Like so. There we go. And there we have the graph of cotangent of x, or t.